Well, what did you think of what happened last time?
That was very fun.
Good.
I enjoyed the interaction with and Elf Orden, Elfendor,
Elfman.
whatever that guy's name
Yeah,
is.
his name was Elfman. A man that is Elfman. I don't remember his name either. So,
Elorfin something.
Elorfindar.
Elorfindar. That's it.
Yeah. If you were to spell it differently,
Evolution.
since you're going to be hunting somebody down, you can call him Elo Finder.
Yeah. Uh, Elorfindar and uh, getting um, information and advice from my idol. That was great.
Indeed. And you've done your war bonds, which people can see on the right side. Um, and you did both because you did two. You did a long
No.
rest. You've moved over one spot. I'm also going to take the opportunity to put you up there and then delete um, all of your trail journey. I also selected the Arctic Forest, and I don't want to do that. So there, we can do that. Great. Cool, and then we'll just move you back. And you're back on the edge of Waterdeep right now. So if we go to minimal Waterdeep map, you'll be coming from the south gate on the bottom right side of the map. And you
Okay.
probably slept outside somewhere on the beach within line of sight of that gate down here.
Yeah. Probably would have been like right here.
That works.
Escape from the wind, right in the way of the watchtower. So, not like I'm going to get mugged there,
True. And next
especially
to
with the campfire.
yes, there's some other building here too. I think that's what that little small thing is. The
Yep.
wall. So let's see if this is proportionate.
No, it's not.
Okay.
But I can make it proportional real quick.
Yeah, why not?
Like,
There's not a measurement bar, so there's no like reference point, but whatever you think is reasonable works for me.
ground image scale 2. Think the roads would be about 10 feet across or more.
The entry ones would be. So if you look right around here, these ones would be about 10 feet wide. Right next to your character on the south gate.
Right, but the ones for the little neighborhood would only be about 5.
Yeah, the little neighborhood would probably. Actually, no, they'd probably be 10 feet. So the middle one would probably be 20. The big ones, the
Oh,
high roads.
4.
I'd say the named streets there. Oh, there goes your character. Your character's disappeared forever. Wow. Okay, yes, actually have. That made it way better. I am excited about that. I'm glad that the quality of the maps stayed the same, but now it's just big. That's what I
Yeah,
want it to be. I want
and
it to feel like it's an overwhelming size. Perfect. You
there's
can
my
drag your character
little Lycurion.
out. Yep. I'll just a dot if you zoom all the way out. The only reason you can see him is the green health bar. I love that actually. That makes me very excited. Um, can you also
Okay.
quickly do the detailed one? And I'm gonna actually just cut out the information that's there. So I'm gonna hide the drawing notes that I made. I'll cut or copy 2 copy drawings, and I'll delete it, and then I'll add it. If you can do the same thing to the one that the information I removed from this.
Okay, I'm not even looking at it. I'll just look at the
Oh,
configure
it's gone.
settings
No,
because I can't
it's
see.
gone anyway.
Yeah, I can't see anything anyway.
Oh, you can't? Okay, let's do. I
Well,
bet it's because.
I can no, sorry. I can see that, but when I'm doing the settings, I can't see anything.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So see, I have to move so far to get to a freaking street spot when I do that because it takes me to the top right corner or top left. Sorry, top left corner.
Heck yeah.
1 second. I still need to adjust.
Okay.
I want to make sure that it's. I couldn't move it until I got rid of the page. There we go. So I need to increase this.
Excellent.
No, decrease.
It's nice to have that kind of map scale. Because then it really makes the whole map feel way bigger when your tiny little character is not actually as big. It gives
Yeah,
a
the other
real
thing
scale.
you can do is you can change the color of the grid
Oh.
and how opaque the lines are.
Oh, very nice.
So, do you like those red, solid red, and big, or would you prefer them to be like a little faded out?
Probably faded out.
How's that?
Like more gray than red, because I hate how being able to see it like that.
Like a dark gray or a light gray?
Probably a lighter gray, because it's would mix between things. Yeah, that works.
But that's the lighter gray. It's not really visible hardly at all.
Yeah,
if I
you're
go darker gray.
No, that's fine. Because what matters is when you zoom in. If you're zoomed in, you can see it.
Okay. Yeah, I can. You can also make the lines thicker.
No, we don't need
Like,
them thicker.
right. But just so you know, you have the functionality.
Okay.
That's all in grids.
It seems like the other one is. This is probably going to be more for information. The other one,
right?
The quality of the map is really nice visually. It looks like something that somebody would have access to in the world, with street names and signs and stuff like that, and it feels better visually.
That's annoying.
What is it?
I made my character's prototype token not have his last name, and it still has his last name. I don't like having the last name. So let me see if that works. There we go. I don't like having the last name on there. It makes it look tacky.
I agree.
So, all right. I'm good to go whenever you are.
I am as well. Ready. So as you approach the gates after spending the night down here, within line of sight of the guard tower, you approach the front gates, and people do an insight check on you, and you have not done a deception or a sneak or anything, so the guards genuinely have no reason to stop you. They just let you in.
So, as I'm approaching, is there one guard that doesn't seem to be busy with like incomers or outgoers?
Yeah, there's
Be off
probably
to the
like
side.
8 to 12 on the ground level. So there would be probably 2 or 3, maybe even 4 that aren't really occupied right now.
Okay, I'd pick the one closest to me, and utilizing my new toys at my disposal,
Yep.
I would cast message
Okay.
to him and say, Turtle speaking, I am looking for a specific individual.
Oh, aren't we all?
One second. I'm not
Oh,
done.
okay.
I'm looking for a specific individual. Goes by Calith Storm Shadow Valen. I have a writ from Alorfendar. I think that's 24 words. So he knows who's speaking is the turtle. I'm pretty sure I'm the only turtle that's
You're the
walking
only
up
turtle.
currently.
You're the only turtle there right now, yeah.
Yeah. So I say that as I'm approaching him to kind of play with my new toy and to save time for him.
Okay. That's 17. He would probably not know who that is. This city is... So he'll respond. Apologies, I don't know who that is. Either person. However, you are free to enter and do more research. I have to look. Is there a library? Hold on. Okay. Yeah, he responds, I don't know either of those individuals. However, I'm sure you can find people who would know within the walls of the city.
I assume by the time he finished the message back that I was approaching him, and I would walk past him and say, thank you very much for the information. And do you know of any Eldritch Knights or wizards that would be receptive to a prospective student in the city?
No, however, and that's actually a 24. That's not mixing the two. I forgot to add keep highest last time. If you're looking for an Eldritch Knight, or what was the other part of the question you asked?
Wizard.
If you're looking for Eldritch Knights or wizards, there is the House of Knowledge in the Sea Ward, where with a major temple to Ogma. Excellent. As well as the Blackstaff Tower in the Castle Ward. The Temple to Ogma is a library and repository of information, and the Castle Ward is known to be home to an Archmage of Waterdeep, known for historical and magical inquiries. So that seems like that might be the right place for you.
Understood. Thank you very much. Do you have any directions you could give me to get there? I understand Waterdeep is a very large city, and I am not familiar with it at all.
Let's see if the information is easily available. Yes, it is. Okay. If you follow the high road, which is the one that branches out when you go through the secondary set of gates, there's one that goes, take the right path take the high road. Either of them meet, but the high road continues until you reach Warrior's Way and go straight down the middle.
Okay.
Actually, have to find that on the other map now. I might have provided you with false information. Let me verify its location.
I might be able to save you some time. Let me see if this is over a 10 or not. No, I don't remember what he told me and what the directions were anyway.
Okay, great.
So you don't need to worry about it.
Excellent. Okay, go back to your map.
So I'm gonna be like, Warrior's Way, got it.
Okay.
Or yeah, High Road, Warrior's Way.
Oh boy.
Wait, Warrior's Way, got it.
Yeah,
And
the one. Okay.
then I heard right, so I'm assuming stay on the main road that's on the right. So I'll just go up that road. It's where my logic's leading me. And I'll be looking for a warrior on my way.
Okay. Do a perception check at advantage. Oh my goodness. You're in a swarm of crowd. The high road, especially being late afternoon when you actually, I guess early morning when you arrive, because you slept right nearby. The roads are swarmed with workers, travelers, tourists, professionals, chaos people, end of the world revolutionists. Every piece of nonsense combined, that your senses are so overwhelmed that all of it is a blur of information. You don't even know, like, you see some people in armor, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're a warrior. It could just mean that they're a guard.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to be doing is every person that I see that looks like a warrior,
Okay, great.
I am going to cast message and
Okay.
send them a message and ask them if they are. I know I have it written down on a letter so I can read it when I'm referencing. Otherwise, he'd forget the name. Kalith Storm Shadow Valen. Say, are you Kalith Storm Shadow Valen, or do you know where to find them?
Okay, hold on. We are going to do 13. Actually, let's do this first. No, I don't want to delete all. I just want to remove that.
Essentially, I'm utilizing my intelligence to outpace my wisdom. I am intelligent enough to recognize patterns and identify information, but I'm not wise enough to remember the things that I've experienced.
Remembering is intelligence. It's history checks. It's how well do you know things. How well can you remember things?
So
wisdom is in the
reason I say wisdom is memory is because modify memory spell requires a wisdom saving throw.
Right, but I mean, okay. I mean,
so however you want to rule that, but that's why I did the wisdom ability check, was to see if I remembered something. But
no, I'd go off of library book knowledge information. Wisdom
Okay.
is much more stuff from my perspective, like awareness of your current state. Like intelligence is more remembering and keeping track of information, because keen mind, knowing exactly where you are and what you heard within the last 24 hours, the keen mind feed is intelligence.
Okay.
Navigation, keen
Okay.
mind. That's
Mental acuity, accuracy of recall, the ability to reason. That's all intelligence. Okay. I got those backwards. So what I need to do is I need to do an intelligence check to see what I
remember on what?
remember. What I remember of what he told me. That's
Okay.
not much better. It was the same
It
situation.
was basically the same thing. It was go right, follow the high road until you, and then you. It's same thing. You see a warrior.
Okay.
Is
So
what
I
you
went
remember.
up the road, I turned right and saw warriors. I assume I'm up
All right.
in the general area of Southern Ward, moving through the main road.
All right. You asked for this. Can you repeat the question?
Okay. I asked, are you the person I'm looking for, or do you know where to find them?
Are you specifically saying the person I'm looking for, or are you bringing in the name?
I specifically said the full name.
Okay,
I just
great.
didn't want to pull up the
I'm just making sure. That's what I figured.
my memory, my personal memory with names is absolute dog shit. Look, I cannot remember names for the life of me, but I can remember what you told me 4 or 5 days ago. Almost everything except for names. For some reason, those are a blank spot.
Okay. So, 18 is along the way the number of people that you see that look like warriors. So, going through 18 responses. What? Who's Caleth? Get out of my head. Second, Caleth Storm Shadow, never heard of him. Storm Shadow sounds like a troublemaker. No, I don't know him. Another one panicking. Kind of. Leave me alone, I don't know anything.
I'm a fucking menace.
Caleth, he owes me money. Good luck finding him. Storm Shadow sounds familiar. Try the Dock Award. Is this some kind of joke? Who's messing with me? Caleth, no, and stop bothering me. I haven't heard that names in years. Why are you asking?
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead. Wait for what? I'm ready.
I haven't heard that name in years.
Mhm.
Why are you asking? I would recast the message spell
Excellent.
to that individual as I'm approaching, trying to like weave through people and approach them.
Mhm.
I would say, I am supposed to find that person here in Waterdeep, and I need to know where they are. I am the turtle. And I'll be like waving my arm up in the air as I approach that individual because they said they recognized the name, and that got me excited. I also heard try the Dock Ward, so I'm gonna be like mentally noting Dock Ward.
Ah, the turtle. Well, if you're looking for Caleth, you've got some work cut out for you. Hold on. This is false information. let's put that in here. I'm gonna have to redo this information because it's providing false information. That's right, Smooth Jazz, you tell him. Okay. Control X. Over paste. Alright.
While you're doing that, I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
I'll pause. So, the one warrior, you think, that has responded, replies with, try Blackstaff Tower and the Castle Ward. If she's still in Waterdeep, that's where you'll find her.
Ping her. I thought it was a dude. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Her, something tower, Castle Ward.
do you want to copy paste?
Well, I'll just assume that you know where I'm going. I don't need to copy paste because I'm going to be making my way that way.
Okay.
I would ask her for directions on where to go, and I'm assuming it's up High Road, Waterdeep Way, and then Warriors Way.
That
where it says the Hawkman.
That was to get you to the Castle Ward, and that's
okay.
it. So follow the high road until you reach a well, then go up the Street of Silks until Tharleon Street, and then make a left, and you'll reach the tower.
All right.
So, do you want me to draw that, or do you want to just move there?
So, I'll just move up there, but if I'm following those directions, I'll go up the high road. It's going to cut me across some stuff, but I'm still going up the high road.
Got it.
Until I see a well.
Hold on. I provided false information. And go up the high road until it merges left with Waterdeep Way.
Okay.
Until you reach a well.
Okay.
Because I thought that was like a hard right, so I didn't read that it turned into Waterdeep Way. Yeah, that's
I'm
the well.
assuming this round thing is the well. Okay.
Yes.
So I would go down there, and then what was the directions after that?
Go up along the streets of Silk.
Okay, which I'm assuming is the winding path that goes up here, or is that?
It's the one that's labeled the Street of Silks.
Oh, I was out of frame on that one.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Up the streets of Silk
until you reach Tharleon Street and go left.
Damn, whoever gave me the instructions last time was fucking way fucked up.
Yep.
I would have got way lost.
Some of the people,
even if I remembered them,
some of the people that you were talking to were definitely just like, go there, trying to intentionally provide you false information because you just randomly messaged them in their head, so they just gave false information. Like when scam callers call me, I respond back as a business. Sometimes I respond back as, yes, you've reached the FBI helpline. How can you help? And they panic.
Roadkill Cafe, you run them down, we grill them up. How can I serve you today?
Yeah, like this. This building right here is the. Yeah, let's see if I can do that.
Okay. Before I figure out that that's the building.
Yeah, that one. Wait, if I go like over here, does it drag your screen?
Yes.
Ooh, so it's this one right here.
Sweet. So, what I need to do next is I hate that the taskbar is minimized. Is
Oh, you mean on the bottom? Is it because you keep pulling up your own taskbar?
the taskbar at the bottom of my screen is uh hidden, and I'm not
Okay.
sure if it's your settings or not, so I don't want to change them to not reduce the sidebar.
Oh yeah, mine is reduced. I hate seeing it visible. I even made it translucent, so it looked like tinted glass. So
All right.
it was even more obscuring.
There we go. I don't know if that locks yours or not, but
Nope,
it
it does
locked
not.
mine in place. Sweet.
Good.
That means I can probably move players in macro. Oh, you have enable for players unchecked.
What does
So
that
if I
mean?
do that, when you have enable for taskbar for players unchecked, that means that the players don't have a taskbar at the bottom. Only you do.
Oh, and I don't even want it. So taskbar. Okay. Enable for players. Uh, anything else I should turn on that you want on? Nothing here.
The move players and macros,
On.
and I prefer to dock macro bar.
Okay.
But if you don't want it docked, it'll affect it. It'll make it docked on your taskbar.
I don't like
So
that.
you
Not do that.
but at least move it, because otherwise the taskbar covers it up.
I can't close the bar. The thing is there now. The macro bar is just there now. I don't know how to get rid of it. I can't get rid of it.
You can't get rid of the taskbar.
I can't get rid of the macro bar. It showed up as a little thing with a plus sign, right? I have add workspace.
No, that is not that bar. 1 second. That is workspace,
How do I
which
get
is
rid of that? I hate it.
completely different. That does not. That
Oh,
should not
please.
be part of.
All right, we've had tech issues. We figured them out.
All right. So I rolled a perception check to see if I recognized that building as being the building I need to go to, and I rolled a natural 20
Yeah,
for
natural
7.
20 works. This is definitely not how I was expecting it to go, and neither did I expect you to just message 18 people. But
I
this is
know
good.
myself. I am terrible with directions, so I'm gonna get
Oh,
all
I
the
don't.
information I
No,
can.
you gotta use your resources. I'm fine with that.
So as I'm approaching,
Mhm.
um, do I need to see the person to send them a message? I don't think so.
I don't believe so, but you have to point.
Right. So, I don't know how exact the magic has to be. So I will leave it up to you to determine how this actually works.
Sure, just fake the
Um,
spell then, and let me read what it says here out loud
Point
for
towards
people.
a creature within range.
Right, but I want to see what it says.
That's self roll still, damn it. There we go.
Yeah, cool. Goes through solid objects if you are familiar with the target and know it is beyond the barrier. Magical silence, 1 foot of stone. It's through multiple layers of stone, metal, or wood. Thin
Okay.
sheet of lead blocks the spell. So, based off of where she would be, hold on, let me look where she is in there. Okay. So, you wouldn't actually. I guess you wouldn't know how message works yet.
Right.
But
So I
you-
would literally just fire it off as
Sure.
I approached.
What's the message
So-
that you're definitely sending to the right person, or to a
I
person
would
at all?
I would be indicating. Well, it has to target a creature.
Mhm.
So I would be targeting a creature and say, advance notice for Kalith Storm Shadow Valen. I am a turtle approaching your house sent by Elorfendar Flotion. And I will walk up and knock on the door.
Okay. Player knows that your character knows. This is a gigantic tower that is not anybody's home. This is more like a workspace.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Elves have a habit of introducing themselves before entering homes in my canon brain knowledge.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that he's going to have those same mannerisms. So he would be attempting to utilize his magic to learn from it. Because that's the only way he knows how to learn is through application.
Right.
So yeah, that's how he would approach the issue of not knowing exactly where the person is, just knowing that they're in this building.
I am deliberation.
I will perpetually put you in a situation where you have multiple ways you can handle it.
As it should be. I do the same with you as a player. I don't push you into any direction. I just said, here's the city. Okay. Excellent. Okay. So you knock on the door, and not necessarily knowing whether or not your spell works, because I guess you target something, but that doesn't mean it hits.
Yep. You want me to roll a D100 to see if I hit somebody with it or if I hit the
Sure.
person with it?
I like that.
But before I roll, what's
Mhm.
the determining factor here? Or you don't have to tell me, but do you have a determining factor
I
for
do.
what each? Okay.
For what each one represents, yeah.
62.
It does not. Roll me an Arcana check.
I don't know.
I don't like to give you free information.
What?
Players free information a majority of the time.
The only thing I'm worried about before you answer is what the response is to my statement. in somebody's head. That's natural 19 for 22.
Understanding after a few seconds without a response, it's probably either the structure itself being a place where an archmage lives, or resides, or works, probably has protective barriers against communication on some aspect, as well as the message spell does not necessarily go through multiple
It's a cantrip.
layers of stone. Yeah.
I'm not expecting a whole lot from it. I was honestly expecting it to just say it hits a wall and you get a feedback of not successful, is what I was expecting.
I don't know.
But
Maybe it works.
yeah,
We'll try it. See what happens.
mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. So I knock on the door.
Um. mm, 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 mm. Okay. As you look up at the tower before knocking on the door, you notice the jagged spire of Blackstaff Tower as it pierces the ever cloudy sky. The structure's dark stone glimmers faintly with a magical sheen, as if holding the secrets of centuries within its walls. A faint hum of arcane energy lingers in the air, unsettling yet undeniably captivating. The view shifts to the base of the tower, where ornate elven designs are etched into massive obsidian doors. As the door creaks open with a low, resonant groan, golden light spills forth, illuminating the tower's entryway like a beacon of mystical authority. Inside, the grand atrium stretches high, its ceiling painted with enchanted constellations that shimmer, and shift with every step. A woman emerges from a spiral staircase of pure blue light, her figure cloaked in a tailored coat of deep navy adorned with silver embroidery. Her piercing green eyes scan the room with a calculating precision, betraying the mind of a seasoned tactician. With a saber is a normal weapon, right?
Should be, yeah.
Okay. The faint jingle of a saber. I was just making sure it wasn't doing a Star Wars reference.
Right. A saber is like a thin bladed like a pirate sword.
Okay. All right. Sheathed at her hip is a reminder of the duality she embodies, both wizard and warrior. Scholar and duelist, she steps into the hall with the measured grace of one who knows every corner of this domain. Who knows every corner of this domain is her own. A crackle of static energy trails her fingers as she adjusts her arcane staff on her back. Welcome, she says, her voice calm, but an edge of command. If you come here seeking strength, prepare to earn it. I don't waste my time on the unworthy.
So after having knocked on the door, he would have immediately have gone into like wait mode for a soldier. So he had been standing at attention, waiting for the response to the knock, or even the attempt of a knock. As the doors open, he would have immediately gone to attention. And at that response, at that statement, he would have responded with, I am here to learn. I welcome learning. I have a letter from you, from Elorfindar, and present it to her while still standing at attention. Or if it seems to be like, I guess, Can I roll an insight check to see if
Yeah,
she's
please.
expecting me to approach?
Yeah, go for it.
I do so with advantage, having been a soldier and looking for that sign.
Absolutely. Neato. You don't know anything. It's difficult
Okay.
to read. Yeah,
It's hard to read.
that's
Intentionally, she would be hard to read.
yes.
So I am going to stand there at attention with the letter held out, waiting for either a command to approach or her to take the letter.
Okay. As you walk up, providing, or actually don't walk up, as she walks up to you as you're presenting the letter outside of the building.
She has not told me to enter yet, so
Correct.
I
wouldn't.
Yep.
With deliberate grace, Caleb steps forward, her dark blue coat with silver embroidery swaying lightly. So, she begins, her tone ever unyielding. Elor Findar sends you here with a letter. Let me see it. She extends her hand out, slender figure steady and expectant.
Yeah, if she extends her hand out, I would hand it to her.
As you hand her the letter, her eyes flicker over the parchment. With practice speed, a faint smile, more of a smirk, I suppose, actually, tugs at the corner of her lips as she unfolds the letter, reads it, and then folds it and tucks it back into her coat.
And to be clear, it would be in absolute pristine condition, not a wrinkle on it. It would have held it with reverence and ensured that nothing happened with it.
Oh, absolutely. No, that makes sense. She looks at you, kind of shocked. Elor Findar rarely recommends anyone. This means you must be either highly promising or a complete fool. Either way, you've intrigued me. Her voice lowers, almost teasing. If you're here to learn, you must understand this. I demand nothing less than your absolute best. My methods are not for the faint of heart. And
understood.
Okay. Were you gonna say more, like out of character or describing character actions, or?
So if it looked like she was, in the statement of you are either a fool or extremely highly promising or a fool. If there was a pause, like she was waiting for a response to that statement, which to player wise it felt like there was, but I don't know if that was intentional. But if there was, he would have responded with both and neither. It's situational.
We'll pause there and do that, and then she'll continue with either way you've intrigued me.
Okay.
I don't know which one it is, but I like your input, so we'll go with that.
All right. Either way, you've intrigued me.
Her voice glows. If you're here to learn. Oh, were you saying more after that part?
Yeah. So either way, you've intrigued me. His response would have been, "I am glad to hear it. Arcane and capability intrigues me. I intend to dedicate my life to the discovery of both."
Impressed with your response, she continues, as stated, if you're here to learn, understand this, I demand nothing less than your absolute best. My methods are not for the faint of heart.
At that, he will remain silent and wait for further instruction. But if she's questing for a response, then it would be a simple nod.
Seeing your nod, Caleb steps back, gesturing toward a shimmering portal at the side of the room. swirling energy casts her figure in a faint glow, the saber at her hip gleaming as if it shares an unyielding focus. She states, though there is where you're what? Through my words are stumbling.
Take a pause.
Yeah. Through there is where your training begins. Step forward only if you're ready to be tested, broken, and reforged. Otherwise, turn back now. Lord Findar may have faith in you, but your path forward is yours alone to prove.
Without the single inkling of hesitation, I would have already been moving after the first part of that statement, telling me where to go for what I seek. I would have immediately been moving in whatever direction she wanted me to go.
Excellent. So with that, the rephrase is, through there is where your training begins. Step forward only if you are ready to be tested, broken, and reforged.
So, at the word step forward, I'm moving.
Yeah.
She gave me the command, I'm on my way.
Excellent. She watches as you head through the portal, correct?
Yes, with not like sprinting, but a soldier's quick-paced march.
Yep. And with that, that's where we're going to end, because I don't have anything for that prepared.
All right.
Because you've created a training scenario now. Which means that we're going to have to absolutely have another session beforehand. Which I'm fine with.
Man, I get more from my investment in it before the start of the campaign, then I'm happy with it.
Yep, and I could say the soonest could be Tuesday. Because tomorrow is yours, and Monday is Sirens.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yep.
Okay.
And if you have opening Monday before or after Sirens, I can do that too.
Oh, I do. I'll have something ready by Monday morning then, and then whenever in the morning that we're both awake and I see you're online, I'll reach out.
Okay.
So
yeah,
we'll aim for Monday.
I have to run checks Monday.
Okay,
but
what
I'm
time
gonna
would be good for you
But
Monday?
just let me know when you're up and about, and I will have more information then, because I don't know when the person who writes my checks will have it done.
Got it.
Sometimes she's done at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Sometimes she's done at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I have no idea which one, because she is a terrible communicator.
That's fair. Okay.
But they've already been approved by the person who approves them, so it's as soon as she has them, I can go cash them, and then I'm free for the rest of the day.
Okay. So yeah, I'll reach out again on Monday.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, now I have more things to plan. So
I'm liking this so far.
Good.
It's enjoyable to have somebody else that actually plays into what the characters want.
Yep.
Instead of just like, this is what I have planned.
Oh yeah, that's not any fun. If you have an entire city with the amount of Googleable and researchable information that I have on that detailed water map, all of those locations are heavily documented on Wikipedia pages.
Right. and the people there and what you can find there is all heavily documented.
Yep.
That's the benefit of doing module type stuff. The downfall is you don't get to create all that stuff yourself.
Or I could do both because the portal doesn't exist.
Right.
So now I can have the best of both sides by just doing it how I want to do it.
Yeah.
Super ease of information, plus detailed accounts of personalities, what happens in those places, all of that, and then I can just make up the parts I want to make up. It's way more freedom than homebrew because, I mean, there's pre-existing structures and all of that that's already there, and then you can just change what's inside or just say, nope, that doesn't exist. It was knocked down if you don't want players to deal with it.
Yeah.
But with that, I'm gonna.
Fuck you.
Huh?
My microphone got all fucky wucky. The boom stand for it got twisted and stopped holding, so it was bothering me that it was moving on its own. But yeah. I don't know if you noticed the module that I added called Simple Calendar
I
on
did.
mine.
I saw it.
If you add it to yours, there is pre-made calendars for certain modules.
Oh,
So
interesting. Okay.
let me pull up Sundays real quick and I'll tell you which ones they have already. I noticed it when I was trying to create my own calendar. And you can set the day, and Foundry will track what day you're on as people long rest and stuff like that.
Very nice.
Come on, stupid thing, load up.
Oh, well, this might be a 2 or 3 part portal encounter based off of what I'm getting out of the
AI.
encounter, and encounter builder, and then I'll finalize and fine tune what's there and what I want in it. All I'm gonna say is thank goodness you can't die.
So they have Gregorian, Dark Sun, Dark Eye 5th Edition, Eberron Exalted, Exandrian, Forbidden Lands, Forgotten Realms, Harptos, Galarian, Greyhawk, Traveler, Imperial Calendar, Warhammer Imperial, and Symbarium Ambrian Calendar. But I think the Forbidden Lands or Forgotten Realms would probably be close to what you would be using for Faerun.
Okay.
Maybe Eberron, but there might be more. I can look that up if you're interested.
I think I can share, but I think it might not be good to share because you've expressed wanting the setting to be alone. I guess the Faerun one. If you could show me where it is, I could also look into it more.
It's the calendar of Harptos is Simple Calendar is the module, and in the settings for the module, or sorry, the settings for the calendar, you can create a new calendar and set it to the Forgotten Realms Harptos, which is the one for Faerun.
I'm lost.
Okay. Foundry, go
Setup?
to your main screen, return to setup.
Is
Oh
it-
wait,
is
you
it-
have centric cover. do you have Simple Calendar already installed as a module?
Yep.
Okay. So you click the settings for configure on the calendar itself.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Simple calendar. Settings. Okay, yep.
And then quick setup on
Quick
the
setup.
left.
Yep.
It should say Forgotten Realms Harptos.
Nice. Then next.
Yep.
Okay.
That should take you
Confirm.
through a quick setup. I can't see what you're at past that point, so
That's fine. I'll just pick a random day on that first month. Okay. So now that's set up. Do you have access to the one I've created?
it says Hammer 19 or 1495 DR.
Yep.
And it's winter.
Yep.
And it looks like the moon is waning crescent.
Yes.
And Saluna is the name of the moon.
Excellent.
And the next full moon is on the 30th.
Ideally. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. So now, and the next no moon, or new moon, whatever you want to call
15th.
that, new moon is on the 15th. So that gives your players some day information, and then it makes it easier for you to track what day, how many days until this event, because you can add notes to that, and you can like say on the 15th is a ritual in this city, and add it as a note, and it'll appear in journals.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. And then your players can add notes as well. On this day, this thing stops working, or I get this thing, or this is my Bastion day. You can add repeating notes for Bastion days.
Oh, bastions are existing.
Right. But you know, the functionality of it is there.
Yeah.
And then that gives you like in 5 days the princess will be executed, so you have to get there by this day. Oh, you long rested, that's 1 day.
Yeah, that genuinely will be useful in our future campaign settings. So
Right.
there are
Yeah, it's
time
going to be useful
events.
for me for tracking bastions and travel, and then especially for Wednesday's campaign has a lot of druid stuff, and they're going into celestial events, and I have 1 circle of stars and 1 circle of moon and 1 circle of land druids, and the circle of land druid is apprenticed to the lore keeper of the circle of the moon druids. So I'm gonna have celestial events that I'm gonna have to track up the ass. And if you guys start affecting the world the way I think you guys will, especially with your shit going into the Shadow Realm, then you may go into the Shadow Realm and may come back and maybe a day has passed or maybe 3 weeks have passed.
Yep, I like that.
And tracking that and what happened in the world during that time period will be a lot easier on that calendar. But I invented my whole own calendar. So I have, let's see, what is it? I have the current year is 550, which is 550 years past the moon locking. So when the Circle of the Moon Druids locked the moon in place, we're 550 years past that point.
Oh, nice.
So there's a bunch of lore associated with that. My months are Dawn Spring, Bright Bloom, Flame Crest, Mid Sigh, Storm Peak, Sunglade, Harvest Shade, Frost Morn, Frost Morn, R in the end, made an M, Snowtide, and Duskwane. And they are all 36 days apiece. 10 months at 36 days is 360 days a year. The weekdays are Flamestar, Skyreach, Earthheart, Tideflow, and Moonsend.
Many of the day.
So 5 days a week. So every 5 days is when your bastions will reset instead of every 7. The I need to see if I can implement advancing a bastion turn with not changing the days that the calendar is on. But yeah, I have my own calendar set up with its own seasons. Harvest Shade is the start of autumn. So I like the way this calendar is working. It made making a new calendar really simple.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Now I just need to add all these fucking items in for crafting, since D&D doesn't have a crafting system. It's really annoying that they made herbalism kit. Well, what herbs are available? Herbs. Like, you couldn't give me, like, I don't know, 50 or 100 herbs that are standard in current herbology
No.
that are available in a fantasy world
Never.
in my DMG or
Unacceptable.
in the player's handbook or Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. It doesn't have any herbology in it. Ooh, I have messages.
Yeah, that's mine.
Oh, she looks like she'd whoop some ass.
Yep.
I'm about to get my shit kicked in.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it.
Well, to be fair, she's not even the one doing anything. She set up a training scenario. So you've been delegated to a delegation.
That's fine. I don't care. I'm learning.
Exactly.
I'm a soldier. I've been delegated to delegation of a delegation of a delegation.
Mm-hmm.
I had a private tell me to scrub toilets. I was grunt before I'll be grunt again.
Yeah. Alright. Well, with that, I'm gonna do a whole bunch of nonsense besides sleeping.
Sounds good.
I will set up for Monday.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Bye for now.
Have a good one.